Man! So John and Randy not only have a grip on Julian, their own cousin, but they also have a grip over you too, Olivia?
Unfortunately, Brynlee, yes they do as of currently. And it's mainly due to the fact that I'm African American descent, so basically, over not just my nationality, but my ethnicity as well.
And this also had a bit of an effect on me, considering I am African American myself. And that was when Olivia told me about it a couple weeks ago.
And honestly, Viola, I couldn't blame you there one bit, especially since you, your brother, Stokely, and Olivia are all African American citizens. Also, Olivia, I do really want to say that Brynlee and I are sorry about what you're currently going through as of this rate.
Thanks, Lillian, I really appreciate the sympathy coming out of you. It means a lot.
Well? Anyways, girls, I kind of have to get going.
And why is that, cousin? I mean, surely you feel like going back home, right?
Well, kind of, yeah, but at the same time, your aunt and uncle, my parents, are okay with me taking a little walk, as long as I don't come home past curfew.
I see. Aunt Vanessa and Uncle Adonis always expect you or Joseph to come home around 6 o'clock whenever one of you, or both of you go out with friends, or to just take a walk and get fresh air, or other kind of shit.
That's really true, and also, since it's 1 o'clock p.m., I have around 5 hours to go for a bit of walking. But aside from that, I will see you girls later, and if you need anything, feel free to text me.
Will do, Brynlee, and don't worry, feel free to do what you wanted to do. We're not gonna force you to stay here.
Thanks, girls. It means a lot. Okay, now that just kinda made me lose a bit of motivation to continue on with my day. I'm pretty sure I'll just go in my home now just so I don't accidentally come home past curfew like I did the last time I went out. Wait, what the fuck? Ouch! No offense to you two, but can you please watch where you are going next time?
Girl, we are so sorry, it was an accident. But to make it up to you, do you want me and my twin brother to help you get back on your feet?
While I do appreciate your offer, no, I think I should be good, just let me get up. Hold on a minute, you two look recognizable. Jeremiah and Daffodil, is that really you two?
Yeah, Brynlee, you bet it's us. You know, your two childhood friends from all those years ago. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Oh my god! I can't believe it! I actually can't believe it's you two. How have you guys been for the past 13 or so years?
Well, Jeremiah and I have been doing pretty good ourselves, but we did however get bullied by Dixie a few times. Back in May, she assaulted us all because of our sexual orientations, and that got to a point where Jeremiah and I were hospitalized. And last week, she brought up our old high school times, aka, the times where we got bullied by the quote-unquote, cool kids.
Oh god. I am so sorry that Dixie did that to you too. And the fact that she brought up your past? Man! You didn't deserve any of that. Did she get karma by any chance?
Luckily, yes she did. Our mothers confronted her, and called her parents because of what she did to us. However, aside from that, how have you been doing yourself?
I've been doing pretty good, but the only negatives I've had were Dixie bullying the shit out of me in kindergarten, elementary school and middle school, along with her now boyfriend, Zelix, her cousin Colton, and his girlfriend Alessandra, all because I have eye problems, as well as wearing glasses. And yeah, before you ask, I've actually worn glasses since birth, and it was mainly because I was diagnosed with an eye problem called farsightedness.
Farsightedness? What is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's a type of condition that is diagnosed in some infants, and it makes it harder for you to focus on or see nearby objects, which was exactly what I had since birth. And also, Jeremiah, are you okay? You don't look like you are in a good mood right now.
Yeah. I mean, you have been awfully quiet, and especially since Brynlee and I started talking, so, please tell us. What's going on?
Well, I don't know how I should tell you guys this. But if I do tell, just please don't judge me.
Why would we ever judge you over telling us something you went through? Bro, you can tell us, Brynlee, and I promise we won't judge you, okay?
Okay. Here it goes. It all started back on November 16, 2020, 2 months after I started my freshman year in high school. Brock, Antonio, Damian and I were planning on having lunch at the cafeteria that day.
Well, Jeremiah, Damian, Antonio and I will meet you in the cafeteria while you get your lunch. Will you be okay for a few moments?
I think I will be just fine, Brock. Thanks.
Brock, we are waiting for you, dude. Come on, buddy.
I'm coming, Antonio. I was just telling Jeremiah to meet us at the caf when he's ready.
After that, is when the whole bullying started, when Dixie snuck up behind me. And yeah, whenever she did this, she would get one of her friends involved with whichever scheme she came up with.
Oh look, it's the boy with 2 mommies that just got transferred here like we did. Are you gonna cry like a little bitch since we stole your little lunchie? Oh wait, yes you are.
For real? And I wouldn't even be surprised if he cries to his mommies when he gets home. Because take a look at him. He just looks not only like a douchebag, but also a massive crybaby. Especially when we hog his lunch. Just so you know, Jera Pussy, this lunch is ours now. So have fun going hungry.
However, the week only got worse, because on Friday, the last day of school for the week, Dixie had the guts to hold a knife to my throat, with her friend Aria calling me horrible name, calling me down in front of everyone. To make matters worse, the 2 girls were doing it while the teacher was away using the bathroom. Daffodil tried to intervene that time, as she didn't want to see me get bullied or get threatened, let alone in front of the entire class. But Aria threw a beer bottle at her, completely knocking her out in the process. Dixie then said this straight to my face.
If you dare to utter a single fucking word out of your mouth, about what we put you through, to anybody, especially your mommies for the record, we will break into your house, and kill you right on the spot. Do you understand me, pussy? Keep your mouth shut about all of this.
What? The ever living fuck? Jeremiah, did Dixie and Ella seriously put you through all of that, and Ella threw a beer bottle at your sister when she tried to stop them?
Yes, Brynlee, all of that is true. I did indeed go through all of that bullshit. As well as that, Dixie and Aria ended up getting expelled later that day, due to what they did to not just Daffodil by knocking her out with a beer bottle, but mainly what they did to me.
Them getting expelled doesn't change the fact that I'm incredibly furious at those 2 for what they put you through. And even going as far as pointing a fucking knife to your throat, in order for you to keep their bullying a secret from not just me when I got knocked out by Aria, but from our mothers as well. And knowing our mothers, they are gonna be absolutely pissed when they hear about this.
Yeah. And the fact that they did all of that on school grounds out of all places? No. No. No, 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 no. They done fucked up. Big time. I'm sorry, it's just that, Jeremiah, I can't believe that you went through all of that, especially at the hands of Dixie and Aria. But nonetheless, you and Daffodil have to inform your mothers about this, because we don't want to let all that shit Dixie and Aria did back then slide.
Yeah, You are spot on that, Bryn, and knowing about what Jeremiah went through in his freshman year of high school, it'll be a good opportunity for him to open up to our mothers. And speaking of our mothers, you wanna come over to our house?
Sure. That shouldn't sound so bad, as I have until 6 o'clock to go back home, so, let's go.
Destiny, you good? You've been looking up at the ceiling for a while.
Well, I'm alright, Patricia. I'm just wondering if Jerry and Daffy are gonna return home soon.
Jeremiah and Daffodil you're concerned about? They said that they were gonna go for a walk a few blocks around the neighborhood, and then come back here for lunch. You probably didn't pay attention to me talking with the kids because you were getting yourself a coffee.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It looks like I wasn't paying any sort of attention.
LOL, it's because you weren't. You need coffee that much in order to start a morning?
Oh please, I need the energy. What's the big deal?
Come on in, the door's unlocked.
Well, I was honestly expecting you two to come home.
And hey, I see that you guys decided to bring an old friend over. Brynlee, if I remember?
That's right, Mrs. Taylor.
We recently just bumped into her while we were going on our walk. Just wanted to hang out with her for a bit because she has until 6 o'clock.
I see. Well, you and your brother haven't seen Brynlee since 13 years ago. I found it quite surprising that you two recognized her, especially since you haven't seen her in a while.
To be fair, Mrs. Taylor, it shouldn't surprise you. I mean, I was the girl wearing a blue and orange shirt, a dark blue skirt, and had cyan eyes and black hair.
Oh, right. I still kinda remember you as a little girl now, Brynlee. The only thing that threw me off was the fact that you dyed part of your hair.
I did indeed dye it, but that was because I wanted to give myself a bit of a makeover. I also thought it looked bland as fuck.
Oh, alright. Fair enough. But anyways, you three, is there anything you need?
Well, mothers, yeah, most likely. And it had something to do with Dixie, and it was also something I never told you too.
Something to do with Dixie? If so, what is it about, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Mom, Jeremiah actually told me and Brynlee about it, while we three were hanging out, and the thing I'll tell you, is that it also had something to do with an old friend of Dixie's too.
Yeah. And that old friend of Dixie's goes by a girl named Aria Denmark. She was apparently involved in what Dixie put Jeremiah through.
Oh God. Well, Jeremiah, if you feel comfortable enough to tell us, are you willing to explain what Dixie and Aria did to you? You can tell us anything, as your mother and I are your parents.
Okay, well, I will tell you, but, is it okay if we take a seat first?
Of course you can, sweetie. You, your sister, and Brynlee can sit on the couch. Your mother and I will move to the other one.
So Jeremiah, about what you, Brynlee and your sister were just mentioning, we just really want you to tell us about what you haven't told us. I know you might be a bit scared and all, but we're just trying to look out for you.
Yeah, and besides, we already know there's something going on with you, so, just tell us, please. We hate seeing you in this kind of state.
Okay, so, in regards to me, Dixie, and Aria, this is what happened. And believe me, you are not gonna like hearing this.
What the actual fuck? Jeremiah, you can't be serious. Dixie and Aria seriously did all of that to you, as well as knocking out your sister with a beer bottle when she tried to intervene and stop them from bullying you?
Yes, Mom. This is indeed true, and just so you know, All of this happened in my freshman year of high school. And the reason I didn't tell you guys in the first place is because when Dixie pointed a knife to my throat, she forced me to keep the bullying she and Aaliyah put me through a secret, and threatened to break into our house, and kill me if I told anyone about it, you two included.
Oh, my, fucking, God. She and her friends have been tormenting you for the past 4 or so years, and Dixie herself told you to not tell anyone about it? And not to mention, the fact that she pulled a fucking knife on you if you told anybody, and forced you to keep it a secret from some of the public eye, especially from me and your mother for the record, just makes herself and Aaliyah look worse, since they've been putting you through so much bullshit for almost half a decade.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, is that Ella went as far as knocking out your sister with a beer bottle, when she tried to help you and save you. I just fucking can't believe them. And as if I know Dixie was bad enough, she's been like this for let me guess, around more than 4 years? If so, that won't be surprising.
Well, Mrs. and Mrs. Taylor, as a victim of Dixie myself, I was not surprised, but at the same time, I was shocked, mainly because of what she and Aaliyah put Jeremiah through in 9th grade. And, honestly, those two need to be held accountable for what they did, since bullshit like this can't go unnoticed.
Yeah, Brynlee is right. And to be honest, because of what Dixie and Aaliyah put me through, I've been having suicidal thoughts as of currently, especially since I never wanted to go through any bullying in the first place.
Hey, Jerry, look at me and your mother for a moment.
Sweetie, we can understand everything that you went through, and we can also understand how you felt when you went through all of that torture. And let me tell you, if your mother and I were in your shoes, we would have felt the exact same way, especially since Dixie and Aaliyah put you through so much.
And don't worry, once we are a little bit more composed, we will be speaking with Dixie and Aaliyah's parents about this whole ordeal, since yeah, like what Brynlee said, those two assholes need to be held accountable for what they did to you, especially since we can't bear to see you like this.
Hey, thanks Mom and Mom. And now to think of it, I feel a lot better than before, mainly because you'll be able to help me through this.
Hey, it's no trouble at all. Plus, it is our job anyways, as we try to give you and your sister as much support as we possibly can.
Well, I gotta say, we really appreciate the words from you, and to be honest, after getting knocked out by Aaliyah in freshman year, I completely forgot about it until Jeremiah opened up.
You know, Daffodil, even though you were never bullied by Dixie and Aaliyah, we are however glad and proud that you tried to save your brother, despite being knocked out. Hell, your mother and I even remember you getting taken in by the paramedics because of your unconsciousness. But anyways, if you, your brother and your friend Brynlee want to go hang out for a couple minutes, then go ahead. Your mother and I will bring you lunch in a couple minutes.
Okay, thank you Mom and Mom.
Thanks, Mrs. and Mrs. Taylor.
Well, Destiny, now that we have that all sorted, do you think we should call Dixie and Aaliyah's parents?
Honestly, Patricia, as much as I would like to, I think it would be best to save that for until we have more composure. And besides, weren't we gonna get out kids' lunch?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. I must have been too focused on calling the parents of those two girls. But let's forget about that for now, and let's focus on making our kids lunch. And honestly, maybe we'll let Brynlee taste a bit of our cooking.
Oh, we could do that indeed. I honestly don't think Brynlee has ate lunch yet anyways, so, let's go cook up, shall we?
Yeah, I think we should, even though it's not like we have to rush or anything. So, let's go, my love.